That is not who we came to see, but we're not gonna pass by and not say hi. Come on, are you kidding me? Looks like something Kenny would have built out at Robo Lights. Yeah, because that's the sign for the International Banana Museum, but they don't let you vlog in there. You can take photos and everything, but that's not our destination for today. You might notice I'm wearing my beads on the other wrist today. I'm actually wearing 2 sets of beads. These are Stefan's. I know I said I wanted him to build up his own magic on his, but where we're going today, I don't think he'll mind that I wear them one time for him. All right, there is our destination for today. Leonard Nights, God is Love Mountain. Some call it Salvation Mountain, Technicolor Mountain. One man's life work. Now it was a 3-hour plus drive for us to come see this, but I've never been out here and I just love the story of this place, so today's our day. Now the beauty in Salvation Mountain is that it was never actually intended to ever be what it is today. It was started by Leonard in, he said, New Hampshire and Nebraska, Vermont. He said it was a concept of him wanting to make a giant God is Love hot air balloon, and he brought it out here and the weather destroyed it after it was a 15-year labor of love, and it broke his heart. So he said, I vowed to God, I'm gonna make an 8-foot one in a week. And he said instead of doing that, he somehow turned it into this. This is incredible because he never had to buy materials. He said people would donate paint. He used the clay to make adobe, and that's what the foundation of the mountain was. And farmers would bring him telephone poles and bales of hay, and that's really what this is all built on. So, as he said, he couldn't go to church. He said, one day I was on my way to church and I just stopped myself, pulled over to the side of the road and got out of my car, and about a dozen times said, Jesus, I'm a sinner, come into my heart. Jesus, I'm a sinner, come into my heart. And he said, and for the next 50 years, it was the #1 goal in his world was to bring people together through letting everyone know, or letting everyone unify under the belief that God is love. Now, some of these were actually Leonard's vehicles that he would bring materials out here with. Now, he lived out here for decades, and even said he wouldn't move out of here for $1 million, even though eventually he had to, because his health got so bad. He was suffering from dementia and they had to amputate a leg, but he lived in the fire truck out here, which I believe was this one over here. He lived in this fire truck, and he said about 7 months of the year he would just tie up a hammock and live in the hammock. And where this actually came into my world, how I found out about it was the movie Into the Wild. They do a scene where he's out here living in Slab City, and they take a walk here, and they actually have Leonard himself in the movie talking about how much love this has brought him into the world. And you know, he said it's almost a quarter of a million gallons of paint out here. And I think he did a great job, you know. He really has done something that he even said himself he would have to get up early in the day to work on it, because so many people found out about it through the internet that they would always be out here, and he loved that. He loved showing people around. This was his Toyota that he used to bring materials out here with. He unfortunately is no longer alive. As I said, in 2011, they took him to go live in a retirement home, and he actually liked it there. Believe it or not, he did like it there. I found an interview where he was saying, or they were saying, that he would get to come out here once a year. They would bring him out, and he said they treated him real nice at the retirement home. So let me show you. This was a museum that he created with 9,000 bales of hay. But this is all, you can walk all over this, and we're going to. Now, like I said, everything was given to him that was a material out here. So you'll see car doors and windows and all kinds of things, because he said people were always leaving things out in the desert and other people would bring it to him. So that's where all those windows up there came from. And now what's great is, though, even though he's gone, there are a lot of volunteers that are stationed out here that do touch-ups, and they help give tours and help explain the story. Now we're walking along his yellow brick road. Now what's great is that you'll see a lot of flowers, and he said he loved to do flowers because he realized at one point when the clay would start to crack, if he just put a gallon of adobe on the wall and punched it with his fist, that would make a flower, and it actually made the whole mountain stronger when he would do that. So there you can see hay bales and all kinds of trees and everything that he's repurposed, and look at all the flowers. There you can see tires. And he said originally a lot of the flowers were just because, you know, he liked the look of them. And then he realized as he said, with the beauty of God, he said, every time I went to fix a crack and it made the mountain stronger, it just taught me that God is love even more. So let's keep wandering in. Look at this. Like I said, he didn't call this a cave or anything like that. He said that this was a museum dedicated to the love of Jesus. And this was not even something that he said, this wasn't his expression of God. He said this was a direct result of God being in his life making this. Yeah. Like he said, this was meant to be made to attract people here. And he said, you know, he never, like I said, he never charged anyone to come in here. And people would bring him donations of paint, materials and stuff. And he actually had DVDs made about this place, so he would give those away in return as like a thank you, like a gift. There's just all kinds of little caves and little turnoffs in here. You know.
That's like 80 bales of hay all stacked up.
So now we'll start wandering through this section. There's another little cave in here.
It's your job now to keep it maintained?
Now here's the inside of the cave, and look how amazing this is. He really did as much as you could possibly do with every inch of space.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for doing this.
Photos and Bible verses and all kinds of things. Even a trophy. Now let's go wander, as we should, up the mountain, don't you think? This is really cool. I love these kind of concepts and these kind of things. It takes an amazing person to come up with this kind of idea, or to even attack it and do it well. So they just made an announcement, and it's a good announcement, to always stay on the yellow brick road, because that's what it's meant for. And to Leonard's pleasure, this was not only made a historical landmark, this was made a historical, what did they call it? I believe that he said that they called it a treasure, a historical treasure. And that was what he said that day when he made his plea to God. Jesus, I'm a sinner, please come upon my body and into my heart. All right, here we go. Da 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 da. So this is why I wanted to wear Stefan's beads today, and even though you guys are seeing this much later, today is the anniversary of my father's death, and he died on Easter when I was a kid, so that is always a day that I do not look forward to, but I said I wanted to make it something memorable this year. So this year, this is what we're doing. Actually, let's go up this side. Walking past the boat. I can't believe I'm here. I've always wanted to come here since I started vlogging, and even since I saw the movie, I just didn't realize where it was located. Just outside Bombay Beach, Salton Sea. Look at all the flowers. Well, we made it to the top. He has a couple of ways you can do it. A scarier way, or you can just go around. We took the scarier way just for the heck of it. Even if you're not a religious person, I think this is just a modern marvel of man's creation. He just so happens to credit his creator for help. There's quite a bit of footage. He was a big fan of talking and not overdoing it talking. These are all waterfalls, of course. But yeah, he was a big fan of telling his story and his inspiration and sharing, so you can find quite a bit of interviews and things with him on it. Just a real beautiful guy. Those are all his neighbors in Slab City. Basically, the reason they call it Slab City is because this used to be, I believe, government military land. And so when they quit using it, they just left the slabs of cement that the buildings were built on, tore the buildings down so they wouldn't have any fires or problems or anything. But they left the foundations up and people just come out here and live. So now we're walking down the side, what I consider the easy way. Look at all the flowers. He went flower crazy. Yeah, and this kind of place you absolutely have to have volunteers, because as you can see right here, rain damage and various things like that, this would never have survived. He was taken out of here, I believe, in 2011 and taken to his new home. And then I believe he passed away in 2014. He's got the Lord's Prayer over there. Oh, what a great experience to get to see this finally in person. Great job, Leonard Knight. It will live on. In case you wanted to know what the plaque said, it said, Salvation Mountain. This is the culmination of a personal religious intensity few mortals will ever experience. Started as a temporary monument to God's love in 1984 by Leonard Knight, it grew into the worldwide phenomenon you see before you. Born on November 1st in Shelburne Falls, Vermont, Leonard found religion midlife. He found frustration as well. All religions were too complicated for Leonard. He saw it all very simply. Repent to Jesus Christ and be forgiven for your sins. His struggle for a simple faith took him across the United States to end up here in Nyland. He never left. For just under 30 years without the benefit of electricity or running water, Leonard passionately labored daily to create a message for the world to hopefully see. God is love. Embarrassed to call himself an artist, Leonard perfected his artistic technique using only what was at hand, what he could scrounge at the local dump and what was donated by the faithful or the curious. Leonard left the mountain November 2011 at the age of 82 and went to meet his mentor on February 10th, 2014. And this was dedicated in 2016, so they made it a historical monument before, but they actually put this plaque here after he passed. And there he is. And that's Leonard's Mountain. I love how here you can see he's got little picket fences and all kinds of little details. And more importantly, just for his art living on, it's important that his dream lives on. As you can see right here, all these people coming out to see it, to take their pictures in front of it, to pay homage, to just enjoy it. That's what he wanted. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I certainly did.